Each year, up to 60 teams convene at a secret location in Kenya to participate in the world's most eccentric four-wheel drive event called the Rhino Charge. Believe it or not, these crazy rhino chargers are good for the environment. For the last 19 years, they've raised over $7 million to build the world's longest conservation fence around Kenya's Aberdare mountain ecosystem. Now, with the fence almost complete, the Rhino Charge has become a beloved international sporting event that puts Kenyan conservation in the limelight and motorsport in the bush for one crazy weekend at the end of each May. This year's Rhino Charge is being held in the remote Kerio Valley in Rift Valley Province. A full day's drive from Nairobi. Most competitors arrive a day early to have time for check-in and registration.
He's going.
You're going.
Yeah.
Are you Alfred?
Yeah.
Please take your band and step behind, okay? We'll help you.
The volunteer officials are used to dealing with the usual pre-race chaos and excitement.
It's going very well. We've had about maybe a third of the cars in so far, and people are enjoying the dusty road. And in fact, they've all asked if there's a waterfall up here, and they've asked if the course is going to take them through this waterfall, and I've been pleased to say no to them. No, it's going very, very well. I think it'll be a good year, and people are really enthusiastic.
This part of the Kerio Valley is shared by 3 different tribes: Pokot, Tugun, and Marakwet. Together, they welcome the chargers with a smile. The first thing the competitors come across is a croc-infested river, and they're beginning to wonder what this year's charge has in store for them. But for now, they must get their camps up and running before dark, and that is challenge enough for the moment. In order to be in the event, chargers raise funds for the fence, but they must also pay camping fees to the local community and bring their own camping supplies, food and equipment. It takes a certain savviness to get it all together.
So yes, I'm just going to try and cook something. I'll use this.
Where do you want to make the fire?
Fire? The kitchen fire?
It's right here.
Okay.
There.
I think things are going so smoothly that we're going to have trouble in the race, actually.
Other teams go over their cars and make last-minute repairs.
Hilarity going on under here.
We've just put a hole in the bloody radiator, man. You know, we're just trying to solder.
So what have we been doing down here?
No, we just did Kidogo soldering, you know, and now we're going to do Kidogo Jokali mechanics, and hopefully we're going to have a real machine, you know?
Yeah, fire's out.
You are asking for it. Be nice about my car.
Getting ready for the charge is as difficult as the event itself, and the competitors must take it all on if they want to compete. The reason behind the Rhino Charge is the preservation of the Aberdare mountain ecosystem near Nairobi. A unique habitat critical to hundreds of species of plants and animals, but also the main water catchment for millions of Kenyans. Every year, the Rhino Charge helps fund the building of an electric, game-proof fence. The fence is an elegant solution, securing the forest from future encroachment, while also protecting farmers who live along its boundary.
There were lots of wild animals like lions, which were killing our cows, and elephants, which were destroying our farms. Yes, the fence is helping us so much. There are no longer animals coming to this side of the fence.
19 years and 340 kilometers of fence line later, the Aberdares is almost fully enclosed. All that remains now is the extra section of Mount Kipipiri, which is linked to the Aberdares by an elephant corridor.
The elephant corridor, which is on the extra section, is on the southern section of where we are, the one I'm pointing at, which is between the Rio Aberdare Ridge and the Kipipiri here.
Progress on the last of the fence building is going well. The workers have spent countless hours dedicated to their jobs.
It's a tough work, but we know it and we'll do it. Yeah, we're tough. With this job, we're tough so much. Yeah.
As the last bit of fence goes up, trees are still being cut down inside the forest right next to the building site.
This place, people used to get in the forest unchecked, and so there was a bit of excessive logging. This area sometimes back used to have a lot of cedar, which has been cut down, just like one of these natural trees here.
Once the fence is complete, the trees will be more safe. But only if the fence and forest are maintained through a comprehensive management plan. It's the day before the charge, and the competitors gather at scrutineering, where their cars are readied for the event, inspected for safety and fitted with GPS tracking devices. Every competing team has had to raise a lot of money for the fence to qualify for entry. Fundraising is hard work, and they've all developed their own techniques.
Well, I've got very good at groveling and begging, because it's quite a tough job finding money.
Harassment, pressure, customers and suppliers to give them help.
Bribery.
Yeah, fundraising, we're lucky. I mean, in a sense, girls, we're quite a good PR mechanism.
In fact, the chargers have become such good fundraisers that each year the stakes get higher for entry. But no one's complaining. They're all out here for a good reason.
I think it's a remarkable thing for an event like this, a private event, to continue raising this amount of money for conservation year in, year out.
Well, everybody now knows what a rhino charge. So, money is coming from all over.
It's just amazing how the whole of Nairobi, the whole country, turns up miles away in the bush. It's a highlight of the year. Social, competitive, and all for raising funds for this fence.
However, winning the Rhino Charge is a dream for many, and they eagerly attend orientation.
And I've planned a route which means you should not cross it. If you think you want to cross it, let me tell you there are some serious crocodiles in there.
And then collect their maps. The sky opens and rain falls while teams gather to determine their routes for tomorrow. To win the Rhino Charge, you have to drive the shortest distance in 10 hours between 13 bush checkpoints in unknown terrain. It'll be a late night for many and an early start for everyone tomorrow.
I do agree to try and get the gauntlet out of the way.
And then at the beginning, and then we can continue.
Dawn the next day. The chargers meet to draw lots for their starting positions. The cars are divided between the course's 13 checkpoints, and each group is then officially led to where they'll begin. They have 10 hours to make it to all the other checkpoints and to get back to where they started from.
Yeah, baby! We got off to a fearsome start. A fearsome start!
As the sun breaks out, it looks like it'll be a beautiful day, and cars and teams are in top form.
Not too bad, actually. It's
bit wet apart from anything else. We've got the wrong tyres and we keep getting rained on as we go through the trees, but otherwise, fine.
I told Leviton I don't want to waste my time coming for a wee-wee charge, and he laid this thing on, so it's quite tough.
Kick it!
It's early yet, but the struggles have already begun for some. This year's course is spread out over 45 kilometres of hills, rocks and the thick bush of the Kerio Valley.
I can't hear you.
In some places it's so thick, the runners can barely see and hear each other as they guide their vehicle through the bush. In cases like this, the vehicles must trust their runners' decisions, and the runners must take care with the environment.
Okay. Yeah. Not bad. Good fun so far.
The cars move through the bush like elephants do, clearing small branches and compressing bushes as they pass. Trees are not allowed to be cut down. The after effect on the vegetation is similar to a pruning. Nearby, car number 57 is spotted on its way to the Ford checkpoint.
I tell you, we're using the winch a lot more than I think we expected to. It's really tough terrain.
What's making it tough for you?
GPS problems.
The worst thing that can happen is to lose your GPS.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Teams use their own GPS devices to guide them to each checkpoint. If they lose their GPS, the event is as good as over. Up at the Ford checkpoint, they give the car a final search.
Yeah, no, but we don't have the GPS. You can't find it. Huh? I don't know where the GPS is.
You're kidding me.
You dropped it somewhere. No, it's not.
No, don't give it to me. Ta-da!
They found it under the seat.
It means we have to keep going. You know.
Let me see.
At least we'll know where we're going.
As Team 57 carries on, over at this year's Gauntlet, there's plenty of action. The Gauntlet is designed to put cars and drivers through their paces. And so it's the choice place for spectators to experience charge excitement.
It's tough. The Gauntlet's okay, this is not too bad, but it's bush, rock, rock.
It's just water. No, it's easy. It's a piece of cake.
This year's Gauntlet may be just a cakewalk on a sunny day for some. But when you turn up the speed, just like Jazz Semi does, it's more like a Rhino charge. For Jazz, it's just another highlight from his 18 years as a charger.
Lucky no missing, bloody missing. Come up and go miss.
The hills are a bit tiring. Wish I had the four-wheel drive on me.
Jazz and his family have been dedicated to the charge since its beginning. Like all the other chargers, their hard work and fundraising has paid off. The dream conservation fence is now a reality.
Everyone is euphoric that this fence, started nearly 20 years ago, is going to be completed in 2008, next year. And it has been a major expense. It will have cost 600 million shillings, $8 million. And of course, a fence of this sort, like a road, needs maintenance.
If the fence is left to itself without a comprehensive management plan, it'll end up as run-down and ineffective as this Kenyan road. To maintain the fence, an endowment fund of $8 million is needed. The earned interest from this amount will provide the budget for annual management.
The interest will give us about 30 million shillings a year, and that will be the budget that we will need for payroll, for wire, materials, vehicles, radios, communications, and interaction with the community.
It takes people to maintain the fence and forest. Rhino Ark has involved the local communities every step of the way. The Rhino Ark Bongo Research Program is a good example. Boniface and Hillam are community bongo rangers. Every month, they walk into the forest with the Kenya Wildlife Service to check on surveillance blinds at bongo salt licks. Their job today is to remove a film chip from a hidden camera.
So there are 17 here in this land, but there is some parts which have more bongos here around here. We like it for helping our families, for helping the more peoples, and helping the animals to not to destroy it. So I love the work. This is why I love the work, because I love the animals.
Me, I have worked for almost 4 years, and I like the work very much because it helps me to have my daily bread and to take my children to school.
A laser beam is projected, so when an animal passes by, it triggers the camera to take a picture. Hundreds of pictures are taken monthly at all the bongo sites. From this material, scientists know the endangered bongo are increasing in the Aberdares. The fence has played a huge role in their protection.
So maintenance is much more than fence posts and U-nails. As you see, we are now maintaining what is inside the fence. The rivers, the trees, the wildlife. This bongo surveillance program and monitoring program is telling us what is happening with the wildlife here, and it's the communities who are working with us to make this a reality. And this is the objective of both all of us at Rhino Ark and the communities, to protect the ecosystem. That's what maintenance is all about.
It's afternoon now at the charge, and teams are manoeuvring between checkpoints. Some are gliding along, while others, like Team 38, are about to run into a black hole.
Let's run you right, Shawnee. Straight, straight, straight. Can't see a thing. This is Dad's view. Okay, slow down, hold on. Dad, whoa. Whoa, oh my God.
Luckily, no one is hurt.
This is the car.
It'll take a few hours to dig themselves out. In the meantime, Team 27 has a creative approach to a mechanical problem.
Listen, Priya, can we tie it with the tow rope? No.
Yes, sir.
No, ek bolt.
This is
good. Listen, let me push from that side. Ek bolt.
This is jungle repair.
Thanks to their Goodyear gift bandana, they will be able to continue on their way soon.
This will hold it. This is pretty strong.
Tie more of it.
No, this is okay. This will take us through until it breaks again, then we use another one.
This is typical Rhino Charge ingenuity.
Oh, this thing is heavy duty stuff, man.
The gauntlet may not be difficult this year, but the Vineyard Church Tiger Line is a 70-degree drop down a rock face. Car 24 takes it down the fall line. while number 5 does the drop, followed by an efficient traverse. Getting down the tiger line is one thing, but so far no one has tried to come up, except car number 1. There's only a couple of hours left in the charge, and they're calculating their time against distance. If they make it up, it'll be worth it, and if they don't, well, at least they tried the impossible. It's the end of the day now, and everyone is racing to try to get to as many checkpoints as they can. But even better, to get back to their starting positions. It's been a race against time and distance, and every last minute counts. All cars have to be back before 5 o'clock, and team number 2 surprises everyone by cruising into their final checkpoint with minutes to spare.
Documentation.
All right, guys.
Hey.
You just won.
Fantastic.
And driver Ian Duncan seems a little more than shocked to be the first car reported in.
And what will happen if you win this year? Or do you think you've already won?
No, I don't think so. You need too much luck to do it twice.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
We'll see.
Anyway, you're the first guy.
At least we
back,
got
so
to the end.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's too early to speculate, as the officials need to collect GPS readings from all finishers to calculate the winning time and distance. But that doesn't stop teams from celebrating. It's enough accomplishment to have made it to the end of the day in one piece.
Cheers, my boys!
We didn't do everything, but we are happy with what we have done.
It was good. It was great fun, thank you.
Did you finish?
Yeah, we finished.
What happened?
Well, we went nose down into this nice river actually, and the car, the bonnet actually sank in the...
We have already won, because the reason we are here is to raise money for charity, and we have managed to do that, so we have won.
The charge is officially over, and at headquarters, the long night's work begins. The officials will be up late, calculating the final results. In the morning, everyone meets for the award ceremony. It's time to find out who's won and how much money has been raised. Third place goes to
car number 5, Alan McKittrick. Graham McKittrick, Bruce Knight, Nick Patterson, John Trundle, Tom Porter. Second overall, car number 7, Mahesh Bhatti. Well done, Mahesh. Well done, Mahesh. That was a bloody good effort. Yeah! Well done, Mahesh. Thanks, guys. The shortest possible distance, I reckon, was 44.7 kilometers. He did it in